Welcome to our Savvy series. I'm Catherine Magana here with Rachel Ivanovich. And here we are. It's towards the end of November. We're about to approach Thanksgiving.
I cannot believe it's already the end of November.
And the holidays. And so we thought we'd kind of have a conversation on money and traditions as we're kind of phasing into the holidays.
We're all running in different directions.
Exactly. It's like, it's already that time of year. And not only is it planning for family gatherings, but it's also finishing up the rest of this year and planning for next year. And so there's a lot of goal setting and planning and thought that's going into this. And so one of the things that we wanted to talk about was kind of, around this time we think about what we're doing for this season, but also maybe reflecting on maybe some things that you did as a kid or some of the conversations or the things that you grew up with maybe in the holidays that you maybe still do today.
I thought that was great. Right before we started recording, you were telling me about when you were a kid. Yeah. and you said, do you remember that when we went to school and you got to buy presents for your family?
And so I was sharing that I remember being in elementary school and I was trying to think back, like, what did I used to do? Because I've been buying gifts for people for a long time. Yeah. And so when we were in elementary school, they would set up a couple classrooms. And I don't know if you remember, but you'd walk through and then you'd go pick, like, I love mom or like a little like jewelry thing or something for your sisters or brothers. And so I used to spend probably $10 on,
the
7
whole
gifts,
family.
right? I know. And I was like, wow, that was impressive. Yeah. But then I was thinking, I actually looked up, I was like, well, what's like $5 worth now? In today's dollars, it would be about $15.89, which is kind of pretty low, which is kind of interesting. But
it's less than inflation.
Yeah, so
Wait, what's your holiday budget this year?
Right, I know. So every year I do put together my list and one of the things I look at in looking at my budget, I do plan for it. That's part of my kind of lifestyle is I do plan for the holidays because we not only have gifts, but we host a lot of events or gatherings, and then we usually take some time off after the holidays and do a little we spend some time together. So all of that's already been factored in to kind of my annual budget because I know every year these things come up. and
it's so overwhelming because you have so many people in your life that you want to buy gifts for. So I think that it's really important to, kind of sit down but think about, you maybe have that pressure to buy the perfect gift for everybody. And it's like, well, what is the season really about? And then are there old things that are coming up for you? Or, are you overcompensating for what the relationship is missing? So really do some reflection before you run out there and just spend money.
I think it gets easy just if you don't have that, if you're not intentional about it, then it gets easy just to spend.
That's so true.
I think it's being mindful. Okay, what is my budget? Or are there experiences or other things that you want to do? Because sometimes it might be traditions that maybe you're baking together or you're watching holiday movies together, or there's some other things that might be important to you. It's not just the things. And so it was interesting as we kind of was thinking about the holidays and things that come up. One of the things I realize is around this time, which I think I have 2 or 3 in December, are the gift exchanges that come up.
So many gift exchanges. Yes.
And so once again, it's, they're fun, I enjoy, but sometimes I'm like, I don't, if I do 3, I don't mind doing 1 or 2, but when you have to do 3 or 4, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. And as we're kind of going into the end of the year, not only do we have the holidays, but I have a birthday. My husband has a birthday, and
then your twins have the birthday in January.
Twins have a birthday in January, so it's like there's a lot of holidays and birthdays, which we absolutely love, love family, but it can be a lot. And so one of the things that as we're kind of looking at, some of the things that maybe you overspend or areas, but or if it's important to you, actually yesterday I went and ordered our family Christmas pajamas.
You do that every year?
I don't do it every year. So I'll do it. I know it's kind of cheesy, but I don't do it every year. I think I do it like every 3 or 4 years.
I don't think we've ever done that.
Did you? Yeah,
no.
I know. So as I'm going, oh wait, what am I overspending? That wasn't in the budget.
That's funny.
But I think I was looking because we, at some point, if I keep wearing them over and over, I'm like, oh, we're kind of due for. I don't do
a new pair.
I don't do it every year, but that's definitely something that I tend to look at. So once again, it's looking at some of the traditions that you have as a family, what's important to you. And, even for us, we host a lot. So we're going to do Christmas Eve, and my father makes tamales, and Jocelyn and the kids are letting him know that they want to participate this year because he usually does it all, and but they want to help make some. But he is very his tamales are amazing, but he's very particular with his ingredients. So he will allow us to be a part of at least part of the tamale making them, but he will do all the ingredients, which he's an amazing cook. So I'm very blessed that we have that opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But one of the things we done in the past is on Christmas Day, for 35 or 40 years, my brother and his wife would host Christmas Day, and it would be like a little bit of like a Christmas open house. So they would have different families come in and friends. And so,
nice idea.
Yeah. And so what they would do that was interesting, it was kind of like an international Christmas Day. So they'd have little stations of different food. So they'd have like ham with rolls. They may have some like veggies and dips, and then they had some Japanese food. They had I think it was spam matsubi, which my husband loves, and then they would have pozole and tamales. So they had like all this different food, which was amazing. Just whatever you felt like eating, and then Karen would do a cookie room. So she would bake all month, and then she'd have a room designated for cookies and sweets. So you would go and you have little sweets with them before you left. She would send you home with like a little goodie bag.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it was, it was a lot of work. I mean, she put a lot of time into this, and so they moved away recently. So
what are you going to do this year?
Right. So now we're just going to have leftover tamales on Christmas Day, and see the immediate family. But it's a lot of change. But there's definitely a lot of traditions that we've done over the years, and things that we kind of enjoy. So once again, as we're here kind of reflecting on
the
what's to come and kind of...
And you're going to be done with your shopping next Friday.
I am. So I usually get everything done by Black Friday. So what I do is I have my list, and then I start, I ask the twins and ask around. Like I kind of have an idea, like maybe what I'm thinking. So by the time Black Friday comes... And nowadays, Black Friday, they start them like a week before Black Friday. And then there's like the Cyber Monday. And I mean, usually there's a lot of good deals that I can find.
I just say I'm not spending any money.
Yeah, that's smart. I need to get into that. I'm probably stuck in like when I was a kid, still buying everybody's stuff.
That's so funny.
So, but everybody's has different intentions on what they want to do, how they want to spend it, and it's and then it's also a good time. What we're seeing right now with talking with clients is that there's also the charitable giving
or volunteering.
Yeah.
I think that for us we are trying to establish some new traditions that don't, cost anything, but they mean a lot. So, I think you mentioned baking together in the cookie room, or, watching holiday movies together, like having a night where you make popcorn, you hang around and listen to, no carolers anymore, but put on the Christmas music, or maybe telling old stories and pulling out photos, but really creating some traditions that don't cost anything but mean a lot.
I think that's part of connection and being together, and everything doesn't cost money. But if you are spending money, that's part of planning and budgeting and making sure that you're not just overspending, like buying pajamas.
But like you said too,
I'm just kidding.
As you were saying, the gift exchanges, they get overwhelming. And so I think actually having conversations with friends and family ahead of time and like, okay, what are we doing this year so people don't feel pressured? I think that's really important.
Yeah, and I think it's, and that, even if it's friends or family, and everybody's at different places too. And
absolutely. I mean, I know my adult children can't, I know my daughter always wants to buy the perfect gift for everyone, but it's like, you need to budget your money. I don't need anything.
Yeah. My mom's that way. If you buy her something, she will literally tell you to take it back. She'll be like, I don't want that. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. And you feel so bad. You're like, no, like even if it's thoughtful, whatever. She's like, no. She's like, but then what I realize what she likes is if we give her money, she lights up and she's like happy as can be, but she doesn't really need it, but she likes having money. So
that's so funny.
And so but if you buy her something, new shoes, a sweater, anything, towels, she doesn't, but she's like, nope, I don't want it. It's just kind of interesting. But I did tell you my mom was frugal growing up. So
yes, you did.
She's like, she saves every single, penny and dollar, which is a good habit to have.
It really is. But I think one of the things that comes up during the holidays is, there's sometimes some points of friction where one family's always hosting and then they're bearing the burden of the money. So I think having those conversations are important. So you could say, let's simplify this year and how about a dollar limit and put a, price tag on the gift
If you
giving.
do that, yeah.
Or hosting is something that we love doing, but maybe we could share costs. But I think having those conversations, it's important, and sometimes it's so easy. You fall into the old traditions that one family's always the one that's hosting, or one family's always giving like really big gifts, and the other family's not because there are differences in their household incomes.
Yeah.
So by having those conversations, it may make things just make the holidays smoother. And it's about clarity, I think, and just it'll create peace in your family and make the holidays. I mean, because the holidays bring out the crazy in people sometimes.
I know. Yeah. No, it's a lot of fun, and then also the other thing is, I think there are, over the years, we've had some loss of family members,
Yeah.
like really good friends, and the holidays, it gives you a chance to reflect on those that you want there with you, and they're there in spirit with you, but it does, the dynamics do change over time, but then you're creating new memories, and so there's obviously some of that goes on with some that don't have family members that are there still with them, but I think it's having good memories and creating new ones is important. And so I know we talked a lot about kind of traditions and money, and as we're kind of phasing into the end of the year, we definitely are here to help you if you want to have a discussion about money or mindset. And
we know the holidays brings up a lot for a lot of people.
And
they can be hard.
Yeah.
As joyful as they can be, it also is, like you said, there may be somebody who's no longer there, or just times change.
Yeah. So we are here if you would like a strategy session with us, and you can reach us at 760-692-5700. And we want to thank you for getting savvy today with us about your finances. And until next time, remember to savvy up. Please stay tuned for important disclosures. The opinions expressed in this program are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or any specific security. It is only intended to provide education about the financial industry. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult your financial advisor prior to investing. Any past performance discussed during this program is no guarantee of future results, and the indices referenced for comparison are unmanaged and cannot be invested into directly. As always, please remember investing involves risk and possible loss of principal capital. Please seek advice from a licensed professional. Savvy Woman Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor with the SEC.